Vianey and Monica with the Lex Real Estate Group, and this week we're starting a new series on lifestyle tips.
More specifically, kitchen ideas, renovation, and trends.
So follow us in as we have a special guest and we're going to show you something really cool. And our special guest this week is Isaac with DelCid Painting and More. Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you for inviting me. Looking forward to it.
Of course. And so tell us a little bit about yourself, Isaac. We know you, but tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. What got you started in this business?
Well, I started working in construction not by choice. I had to start working when I was like about 16 years old. I'm coming from a poor family. I had to leave school, so I dropped out of high school. And my dream was always to be an architect. So I always knew that there would be a way in which I can do what I love, even though I wasn't able to go to college. So I started working in construction, and I figured I would learn that aspect, then another aspect, and another aspect, so I could get to the point where I'm doing what I actually do now, which is remodel entire homes. I actually did my first flip last year, and we handled everything in the property.
Wow, that's really impressive. And it shows that you can take something negative and turn it into a positive. So we congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us, Isaac, how long have you been doing this?
It's roughly between 12 to 15 years now.
Oh, okay, great. And since you've been in the business for this long, obviously you've seen trends come and go. As far as trends, what have you seen here lately?
Well, in regards to kitchen, a lot of the things that I'm noticing is more open concepts. People are removing walls that divide a living room between the kitchen or an entryway between a kitchen. A lot of more clean lines. They're getting away from the bull nose on the granite, doing more like square lines. They're also getting more bold in expressing their true personality with regards to the color, even in the cabinets. People are going away from that basic white and having two-tone, sometimes just one solid color completely different than white, and which makes the kitchen look awesome.
Great. Yes. We have seen that, Monica, in homes that we tour, where the islands will be different colors. Also, I've seen gold come back a lot, where before it used to be the pewter, the silver. So I know like the bronze and the gold is really making a comeback.
So we understand that a kitchen remodel could get costly. Do you have any tips for our viewers that maybe doesn't involve a lot of money that can make a big impact?
Well, some of the things that they can do is actually do the work themselves, even though I don't recommend it. You can hire us instead.
Of course.
Like, for example, you can paint your walls, you can also paint your cabinets, you can change your hardware, your knobs, your handles. You can also change your appliances, from maybe that outdated white refrigerator or stove to something that's stainless steel or something, another color.
Those are great tips.
Great tips.
Great tips. Isaac, can you tell our viewers, maybe give them some tips if they're thinking of remodeling, what it all entails before actually getting themselves into a remodeling job of a kitchen?
Well, one of the biggest things you got to take into consideration is the cost. In order to get a good job done, it is going to cost you. That doesn't mean you have to spend an arm and a leg. I do recommend getting at least 3 quotes from different contractors. Like that, you can get an idea, what is the best option for you, and as long as they're providing the same things in their quotes. Now, another thing you have to take into consideration is the time frame that it'll take. Sometimes people think, when they see the videos or the pictures that we post,
oh yes,
they think it takes.
We get fooled by HGTV, don't we?
From one day to another, or in a week
right,
they're done.
yeah,
right.
But typically, you're looking from 4 to 6 weeks in a kitchen remodel in order for it to be done appropriately. And that is if other things don't come up in the project, like maybe you can take the drywall out, you have mold in the framing,
right.
Maybe you may have termites, you have to move some plumbing because originally where it was, now you want to change where the stove, where the refrigerator goes,
Right.
for example.
Right.
So definitely take into consideration the time that you might be without a kitchen, maybe eating out all the time.
It's great for the wives, especially if they don't like to cook.
Yes. So now we are going to show you this fabulous kitchen that Isaac's been working on. So we're going to turn the camera around and Isaac's going to tell you what he's been doing in this kitchen. It's not completely done. So Isaac, you ready?
Yes.
What have you done in this beautiful kitchen?
Well, this was definitely an even older kitchen than probably what you have at your house. Built probably like 60s or 70s. So for example, The refrigerator used to be there, so it used to be a smaller kitchen. It was only up to here. We wanted to make it bigger, give her more space, and she also wanted to go not only from having a cooktop, but she wanted to have sort of a conventional stove that is retro, which will be placed here once we're actually finished. But as you notice now she has all this space here, and she gained more counter because before the kitchen would stop here, and there was a wall that would go across here, and there would be a lower part of the cabinets. The sink was here, and then there were some cabinets here on top. We removed that in order to give it a more open concept, better lighting, and at the same time, a more functional design. That allowed us to add this island here, which we had to run the electrical down through the concrete in order for have the cooktop, and now the new range. So it definitely turned out beautiful. Another thing is they've changed some of the appliances, they've updated them in order to make it just look pop even more. One of my favorite things about this project is the client was willing to go with a different color on the cabinets. She went with alpaca from Sherwin-Williams, which is a light gray, and it looks totally amazing with a quartz countertop. It's funny that sometimes, you know how when things go bad, they give us an opportunity to do something good. What is the case with this? Well, she got affected by Harvey. She was flooded. She had wanted to remodel her kitchen for many years, and this presented the opportunity to be able to do it more to her taste or to her liking. So from that bad situation came out this beautiful kitchen, and she's very, very happy.
So friends, you know how we had talked about expectations? Well, look right behind us.
This is a reality of remodeling that you have to be prepared for. You know, you have to put your stuff aside and try to make it work until it's done and you can get your life back together.
Exactly. So of course, we cleaned it up so that you guys could appreciate the kitchen. But this is what most of, people go through. They're going to be living out of boxes, out of everything in different rooms and trying to find everything. So please keep that in consideration.
And there's still a lot of work to be done in this house. So also other thing to keep in mind,
Well, friends, that wraps up this week's lifestyle tips.
And if you have any suggestions or any idea that you would like us to cover, let us know.
Thank you for watching. See you next week.
Bye.